Okay, well, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. You guys in Texas, so it's still morning time, correct? Okay. How you guys doing? My name's Deonte Burden, and first I want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to speak with y'all this morning. And I'm going to talk with you guys today in regards to careers in accounting and financial services. Y'all bear with me because I got a camera right in front of me while I'm speaking to you guys, but my monitor is over here to my left, so I'll be kind of glazing over to my left every now and then to kind of see if anybody has any question or anything. But if you need to come in, just unmute yourself. Just let me, let me know to pause or something, okay? But again, I want to today we're going to be speaking about careers in the accounting and financial services field. I've been working in the financial service industry over 25 years. I am an accountant by profession, and I'm also what's called a serial entrepreneur. I don't know if you guys know what a serial entrepreneur is, and a serial entrepreneur is a person that over time repeatedly sells, buys, creates different businesses and everything. And that's what I've done over the past 20 years. I've created, bought, sold, lost probably about, it's more than 20 different businesses over the past 20 years. As a matter of fact, as of yesterday, I closed a salon I had for the past 15 years. But I'll talk about that a little later in the speech. But in regards to the actual financial service industry, I'm an accountant by profession. My main business that I own is Majestic Business Services. This is our 20th year in business. And Majestic, we are a one-stop shop for small businesses. We do bookkeeping, tax prep, payroll, and consulting services for small business individuals and small businesses. You guys know right now, probably some of your studies, we're in the middle of tax season, which is our busiest time of the year. So we've been swamped with dealing with probably upwards of maybe almost 500 clients so far, and we're still like midway through tax season. So it's going to be a little. It's a good tax season anytime you're busy, but it's always difficult with the volume of work that we have with doing it. But again, this is our 20th year in business. I'm also a YouTuber. I have a YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar, where we talk about personal finance, entrepreneurship, business, and real estate investing. And again, that's Mr. Short Dollar. We've been doing pretty well with that. This is our going to our third year with Mr. Short Dollar. So yeah, guys get a chance, go by there and check that out. But I'll bring everything back up before we get started with that. My education is I have an undergrad in finance from Georgia State University, and I have a master in supply chain management from Clayton State University. I don't have an accounting degree, but with the finance and the supply chain, those are quantitative degrees. What I mean by quantitative, they're very math-based degrees, and that requires a strong in-depth math background. And to kind of give you guys an idea, when we start talking about finance and accounting, they're both related. We look at it in terms of, from an accounting standpoint, accounting deals with everything from past to present. And with finance, we deal with everything from present to future. A lot of forecasts and a lot of projections, just different math calculations to project what certain things will be in the future and everything. But accounting is more so just investigative, knowing what happened in the past and bringing it up to speed where it is now. If you guys are looking to get anywhere in business with any business degrees, what I do recommend, unless you know you want to be an accountant, okay? And the reason why I say this is because if you know you want to be an accountant, I would recommend that you go into get an accounting degree. You want to go further along, get your CPA, because CPA or a certified public accountant, those are state regulated, and it varies from state to state with the requirements. But the issue that comes up with it, they want typically over 120 hours of accounting degree work, which I don't. I have probably about 60 hours, if that, between particular classes that I have. But if you want to go down that road of being a certified public accountant, and when we got Q&As, you guys got questions, feel free to ask anything you want to go in depth about that. But I will say this: you want to make sure that that's what you want to do because of the actual education piece that you got to have. In my case, I have a finance degree, and this is why I will say, if you want to go into the business realm, and you're not necessarily sure if you want to be an accountant, get you an advanced business degree. And what I mean by advanced business degree, I wouldn't just necessarily get a degree in business or a degree in management. I'll get a degree maybe in finance, decision science, economics, because when we say those are advanced math degrees, those degrees you can do something here and work down. Like I can work, an accountant can't necessarily, someone with an accounting degree or a management or a business degree can't necessarily be a financial analyst. Or they might do projections, the same thing that a person with a finance degree or economics degree can do. Okay, so I always say that if you're actually looking to go in the business world, get one of those advanced degrees, and then you can always work there and work down in different, sectors of the of an organization if you're going, business related. So, and that's it from an education piece. With the accounting, get a little background information with me. I started getting in the financial service industry back when I was in high school. My high school magnet program was financial services. And from 10th, 11th, 12th grade, we went through different segments of accounting, tax prep, how business operations work. And then our senior year, the second half of our senior year, we did a capstone in regards to, we all worked at different banks. I worked at, First Union Bank my senior year in high school. And that's why I got started in the financial service industry, but I was a little non-traditional student. I went into the military first. Once I did my time in the military, I came out and finished college, and from that point started working with that. If you want to actually, I'm going to the trek of doing that, if you want to go into working in any kind of organization, be it with financial service or banking, whatever, I do recommend that on the front end, just say senior year in high school, while you guys actually probably somebody mute their mic. But if you are looking to go into that, I always say be prospective, especially guys in high school, whatever you're thinking about going to school with. And this is, my challenge to you guys, because a lot of people graduate from college and they have challenges in regards to getting hired or getting a job in that particular field, because you have a lot of, I'm pretty sure you guys hear it all the time, I got a degree in this and I can't find a job here and I got to do that. My challenge to you guys is, if you're in high school and you're thinking about certain things to get an actual degree in, what I want you guys to do is start prospecting already to say, okay, I'm thinking about doing this. What's required for that particular job, for that particular organization to get there? What are the degree requirements? Don't assume, don't guess, don't just ask around. Don't, just get somebody else's word. Do your own due diligence. What I mean by that, do your own investigative work to find out what does that job require? How difficult is it? Where are most of the jobs for that particular degree program? Where are they located? Because if you guys in Laredo, and I lived in Texas for 3 years. I was stationed in Fort Hood. If you guys, some jobs are prevalent in Texas, just say with farm and agricultural, oil and mining and stuff. And depending on where you want to go, say you want to do a marine biology or something like that, unless you're working on the coast or maybe go somewhere else, the opportunities may not necessarily be there. So whatever you're thinking about going to school for, I would kind of keep that in mind on the front end, especially coming out of high school, where the actual degrees are. The second thing that I want you guys to really focus on is also try to start building your network. If you guys are looking to get into financial services and the accounting, any banking or whatever, be very, very aggressive with trying to network. And if you're not the type of person, you're kind of like an introvert, you don't really like talking to people, you may not be too people friendly. There's nothing wrong with it, but you got to be realistic about how you are and how much that's going to hinder you if you need to be the type of person where you need connections to do it. Because a lot of times we hear it all. I'm pretty sure you may have heard your parents say it. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Okay, but the thing of it is, you need to focus on getting some who's. So I really want to challenge you guys on the front end now to be really trying to get you some who's, and just very, very diligent with trying to, if you're looking into getting the financial service and banking industry, to try to go that route of start building that network and just get over the fear or the uncomfortableness of talking to people you don't necessarily know. Okay, kind of give you guys an idea of what I do in my particular business. Like I said, we're a one-stop shop for small businesses. So people come to us for payroll services, tax prep, accounting, and consulting services. This time of year from January up until mid-April, that's mostly, that's when we make most of our money. That's tax season. So we deal with anything from individuals to small business, small corporations. We don't deal with a major corporation like Coke or anything like that. But we just, but I would say probably your mid-sized businesses. And when I say mid-sized, That's companies making over, let's say, up to $10 million, probably staff, maybe 50 people or something like that. Just throwing a hypothetical numbers, but and that's not really a lot of a big difficult thing to do. But again, it's just more so just trying to give you an idea. Excuse me, 1 second. I'm trying to. I was having a little technical difficulties over here. Trying to do this. Give me 1 second. There we go. Excuse me. Sorry about that. When my thing goes here by the camera here about to die. The I will what was I about to lose my train of thought for a second. I would, with our business in particular, outside of tax season, that's when we start doing most of our consulting work. People come to us, they want accounting services or payroll services. And probably past the spring, that's when we do most of our consulting work, where people come to us, they have business needs or business questions. We explain to them exactly how to start their business up, how to keep the business in operation. And also kind of like what I just told you I did the other day, how to actually get rid of your business if you want to sell it or something like that. Some of the key traits when you're dealing with, especially accounting, if you guys looking to get in the accounting field. Accounting, like I just told you, finance is more of a quantitative thing. We start getting into the realm of accounting. Accounting is, people think, okay, if somebody was good with numbers or good with math with accounting, accounting is not really a lot of math because you have your calculator. Accounting is more if you're the type of person like investigating. I don't know if you guys seen the Ben Affleck movie, The Accountant, where he was like a sniper or assassin, but he was also an accountant. And if you kind of seen where he actually had to go break down and go back in years just to see where the money was traced from and look for a certain small amount of money, that's what accountants do. Accountants are record keepers or trackers. You need to have the skills you need to be a good accountant is the type of person that you know how to decipher, investigate, and break certain things down. It's not that much in regards to actually mathematics, because again, you don't have to deal with too many formulas. Some, your basic arithmetic with multiplication, dividing, and everything, but it is not anything that you'll need to have any complex formulas. When you start going into that realm, if you're like versed with calculus or something like that, that's when you maybe want to look at economics or finance, things like that. But it goes to more math-based degrees. But just if you know you're good at looking for certain things and kind of keeping things in order, accounting probably better for you, okay? Accounting, you have to love doing accounting because it's not exciting work. And what I mean by not exciting work, it doesn't change a lot. Typically what you do 1 month is going to be the same each month and everything, but you kind of like doing it because you like doing the actual kind, not necessarily the new work, but you kind of like looking for those certain things. And those are the kind of traits you got to have for an accountant, to be an accountant. Some of the software we use, the software that's used in accounting is your basic Google, YouTube, things like that. You have to pull certain things out. You have your basic software, your QuickBooks, go a little bit more in depth with PeopleSoft and Great Plains. But those, are the basic software to use. And I'm pretty sure maybe some of you guys have seen your mom and pops use some of the different tax softwares they use. And it's the same thing if you're a professional doing it. You just look a lot more versed in regards to certain laws and how certain things are done. I'm looking at some of the questions, some of the points of emphasis you guys wanted to go over with everything. Some of the volunteer work that I might have done on a part-time basis. The one thing that I did, if you guys are looking to get into finance and accounting, I actually went the route of, because I didn't have a lot of connections on the front end, that's why I want to just be honest with you guys about that. Start volunteering for opportunities that you can, get experience in. So if you don't really know anybody with it, you can go to your church, you can go to some of your local boys and girls clubs, or just dig and meet with your guidance counselors, try to find opportunities for you guys to be able to do that, to get those opportunities, to get those experiences. And that's with anything you do. If you know that you don't have that network, you don't have those people around to help you, I would highly recommend that you try to just dig and take it upon yourself to find those particular people, okay? What changes, positive, negative, taking place in you recently since you've started? One of the biggest things that I go back from 20 years ago to now, we start looking at the world of accounting, and you guys it's probably normal to you guys because you guys are just seeing it. When I first started in accounting, we didn't have computers to do what they do now. We still were using the green sheets and tracking everything and separating everything from that. And it was a whole lot of tedious work, mostly written down. Like now you actually can put everything in the computer, use Microsoft Excel, and everything set up. Even the old point of having spread presentations with PowerPoint and stuff, a lot of that stuff wasn't there. We didn't have Microsoft Office. Definitely not to the degree that it is now to be able to do stuff. So again, you guys are able to operate a lot more effectively and efficiently than from when I first got started. Technological differences have, transformed everything in regards to what you're able to do. Just to kind of switch gears in regards to my background in financing. What I want to just kind of share a couple things with you guys, kind of let you guys know exactly how the tax business operates, then give you guys a couple ideas of what I do from a consulting standpoint. You guys, just by nodding your head, are you guys familiar with tax preparation? You see your mom and dad getting taxes done? A little bit. Y'all gotta wake up for me now. The thing of it is, just in a nutshell, just with taxes getting done, pretty much if you're working or you have some kind of income coming in, the U.S. government puts a certain tax or a charge on the amount of money you make, and they use that money to build roads, different other programs they may have from a federal level. And it's the same thing with your county and your state. The city of Laredo has taxes, the county has taxes, state of Texas have taxes. I know Texas doesn't charge income tax. You don't have to pay state income tax for the state of Texas. I think they just make most of their money on the polls and the sales tax. But every state is different. And, federally, they're looking at how much money you make in relation to that. That's how much you should pay in taxes. And again, they take that money from the taxes to pay for certain programs. With that said, in a nutshell, when we actually prepare your taxes, the government, if you make $1,000 one year, and if you're single or married, what the government looks at, for the amount of money that you pay, if you have 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, it changes. But there's a certain amount that you should pay in taxes, right? And if you pay more than that, that's when you get a tax refund. If you pay less than that amount of money, that's when you owe. And that's basically in a nutshell. The government doesn't know that you have children or anything like that, or if you have a business, so they give you opportunity to file because they have their records in regards, because your job is going to send them a notice to let them know what you got paid, and they have that. They give you an opportunity to file to let them know what you have, and that's how everything gets settled. Like I say again, if you pay too much, you get a refund. If you don't pay enough, you owe, and that's how that goes. And with us in the tax preparation industry, people come to me. I take that information that they have, that they require from their job or their business. We get everything set up in the system. I use my experience, my knowledge with that. We process the return, and then from that point, we submit everything to the IRS. If they owe, we'll send a payment in. If they get a refund, we'll get the refund back to them. But that's in a nutshell with tax season. I've been in business, again, it's my 20th year in business. I don't know how many of you guys are looking at being entrepreneurs or starting your own business. And just to give you an idea with me, I've had the commercial, I still have the commercial cleaning company. We just got closed the salon down yesterday. I have a private investment firm that, we just buy rental properties. We get assets or items in distress situation. What do I mean by distress situation? That would be somebody, looking to move and they don't really want something anymore. Somebody may have got divorced. Somebody got sick. Some people just, want some extra money. And we've bought businesses. I bought the salon through that. We bought, you guys may not realize it, and I know a lot of you guys at home right now, but your vending machines at your schools, those vending machines pull in probably about $4,000 to $5,000 a month. Just the candy machines and the soda machines. With doing that, we've had those. We still have those, and we've had that. That's been a very good business for me, and that's why I'll bring that back later. You guys about thinking outside the box. The cleaning company. I'm also a professional speaker, so just like I speak to you guys, I go to different corporations, different organizations throughout the year, and go speak to different businesses and organizations. COVID's changed a lot, so that's why I'm doing everything out of my office right now. But I'm very big on creating multiple streams of income, money coming from different ways. It's not for everybody, so I don't really preach it. I think everybody needs to do it, but uh, you always can go to my YouTube channel. I have my contact information there, so you guys can always want to reach out. You need further assistance with that, you can do that as well. Just if you need any kind of guidance or got any questions about that. But that's, how I look at things from an entrepreneurial standpoint. I like having multiple businesses, starting them, but it always has to fit in, the things that I can do. The other side of it is when I do consulting, and that's pretty much from the summer to the rest of the year. When people come to us from consulting, people come to me with an idea. Hey, Deonte, I want to start a business up. Hey, Deonte, I want to grow my business. I want to make more money. And then from that point, what my expertise is, and this goes really deep into my experience with finance and my master's in supply chain, I look at people's situations and, I break it down to let them know that, hey, this is how you can do this better. This is what you need to get rid of. And make them, try to help them be in a better place. And that's pretty much one of the biggest skill sets that I have. And I charge upwards of $200 an hour just, for me to have a conversation with somebody, just to have a talk about putting their business in a better situation. I'm pretty good at what I do. And that goes to one thing I do want to stress to you guys. As you guys get out of school and as you grow, be very, very confident on what you do. Don't ever settle for what is given to you if you know better. When you know what your value is, not that you think, not what you hope. And you just can't say, I want more money. The way you make your value to make more money is that what you can make an organization more money. Because if you're working at a job and you say, hey, I think they should pay me more money, but if you're just doing something that we can get anybody to do, that's probably not going to happen. But if you can make a company money, that's when your value increases. What you guys always understand, there are two things the world is always going to need, and that's thinkers and that's fixers. Again, thinkers and fixers. The world is always going to need them. If you can think of something or create something, the world will always need you. If you can repair or fix something, the world will always need you. If you're only going to be a doer, right? And I'm not knocking anything, but if you're only going to be a doer, technology will shuffle you along. Because at one point you'll be doing something, then a new invention will come along, and then you have to do something else. Then a new invention will come along, you have to do something else. But if you can create, just keep this in mind, if you can create or if you can fix, regardless of what it is, okay? I'm not saying you have to be in a suit and tie, but if you can create something or you can fix something, the world will always have a place for you. I just want you guys to always remember that, okay? Always remember that, okay? People pay me a lot of money for using what's in between my ears, and I think you guys have a lot more opportunities with having access to all the information you have at such a younger age. You guys, the sky's the limit for you guys to take advantage of it, okay? Couple things I want to kind of go over with you guys in regards to wrapping everything up before we start answering questions or anything. With business, I want you guys to always understand when you're in business or doing anything. Okay, with anything that you may be starting with, doing a business or starting a business, you always want to know the health of the business or be able to read certain financials. That's one of the biggest problems I think I'm having right now with a lot of my clients. They see money in the bank or see that they've done certain things, but they don't understand how to read financial statements or financial reports. And I don't know how in depth you guys have went into that, but being versed in really knowing the health of your business and knowing the health of you on the personal side for as your personal financials. And being able to read that, I think your life will be a whole lot easier on you if you understand your personal budget, how many things are going with your your job and money coming in, and also being able to read financials for your business. So with that said, make sure you guys be a little proactive. We're looking at videos or looking at information on budgeting outside of what you may have done in school, because what you're going to learn in school, you're going to learn the information, but you're going to learn the general picture. And what you have to realize that, life doesn't work in general, it works in specific to you. So with that said, I hope I answered pretty much most of the background questions that you guys have. I want to know, is it okay to open the floor for questions, or did you guys want to go over anything else? Did y'all want to open it up for any questions? Nobody got any questions?
Okay, guys, you can write it in the chat box if you have any question.
Okay, let me look in the chat box right quick.
Yes. Couple
Gotcha.
of questions coming up.
Gotcha. Let me see this. Okay. I'm located in Atlanta. I apologize. I'm located in Atlanta, Georgia. I thought I mentioned that, but I apologize. I'm located in Atlanta, Georgia. And again, my business is too. I'm a native Atlantan. I spent 8 years in the military. So like I said, I lived in Fort Hood for 3 years. So I'm real versed with Texas. I go out to Houston at least once a year. But we're based in Atlanta, Georgia. And again, my company is Majestic Business Services. And my YouTube channel is Mr. Short Dollar. One of the next questions I got is, what do you think of what are the best ways to start a business? One of the best ways to start a business, that's an awesome question. Don't, people tell you a lot of times, if you got a certain skill or what you want to do, and you can and try to go out there and do it and make some money with doing it. One of the best things that you got to always understand is when you talk about a business. Now, again, we look at two things. Neither one of them is bad, but you got business and you got to hustle. Okay, and a hustle, you're going to be doing something that, hey, I'm pretty good at painting, I'm pretty good at cutting yards, pretty good at cutting hair, and you just want to do a couple here and there just to keep a little extra money in your pocket. That's a hustle. Nothing wrong with it, but that's understand what that is. We start going to the whole point of business. Now we're looking at something that's going to be sustainable, something we can keep going. And so what we want to do is, when you're looking at starting a business, is a lot of times people make the major mistake of what they want to do and not understanding what people want. If you're pretty good at cooking, if you're pretty good at painting or whatever, understand that at the end of the day, you're not going to sell pies and cakes to yourself. You got to know what people actually want to eat, right? Depending on where you're at. So I would always tell people, number one, look at for where problems are. See if you can create solve a problem for people. And then from that point, just do some brainstorming to do it. Now, if that skill set that you have doesn't fit right there in that particular area, see how you can adjust things for that. Because again, we start talking about business, you can be doing things, but it still goes to back what the customer wants. Once you start getting that information together, then one other very important thing is do your research and cost. That's what a lot of businesses really close down. They really can't stay open long because they know they're looking to do a particular job, but what they're not looking at, how much it costs for them to keep that particular business going. So once you figure out how much it's going to cost you to put into a cake, because one cake may cost you $10 to make between the material, the packaging, the shipping, and everything, and you say, hey, I'm gonna sell cakes for $12. At the end of the day, do you really want to do all that just for a $2 profit? So that's why you want to kind of get your costs together first, and then you try to set your price to kind of match in what the market is going for. And that's kind of two things I think people need to really start when you're looking at starting a business. Next thing is, what do you think about cryptocurrency? I think cryptocurrency is fine. Here's the issue with cryptocurrency. Just like I was just doing some reading on blockchain with NFT or non-fungible tokens, things like that. Anytime that you're looking to do things that, and I'm very big on thinking outside the box and getting, non-traditional ways of getting money. But I really want you guys to understand, when you start dealing with just say stocks or anything like that, you want to make sure you spend a lot of time doing your research. My degree is in finance, and finance pretty much deal with stocks, trading, and options and all that kind of stuff. And I would tell you, it's a reason why people in Wall Street making $500,000 a year, because they eat, sleep, and die those stocks. And knowing the market, that's what they do. So with that said, I don't want you guys to sit here and think you can look at a couple YouTube videos, you make you some money, and really you've made some money, but you're more so lucky, and then you put more money into it, now you lost everything. So I would say, especially you guys, because I love you guys' energy and everything. Spend a lot of time learning as much about cryptocurrency as possible, and gradually investing into it. But spend the majority of your time on the front end trying to read and learn about it, and then going into the process of investing and doing things like that. Because far too often we see people, putting, pictures on the web and on the internet. They made this amount of money and all that kind of stuff. But believe you me, for the 10% of people 5% of people that's being successful with what they're doing, 95% of them have lost everything. Now again, everything they lost, you may have person put a couple $100 here and there, but majority of people are not being successful with it, you know. So I just want you guys to really take a strong look at, make sure you just investing in yourselves and try to find as much about it as possible. It's not a bad thing, but I would just be gradual with it. Let me see the next one. What's the name of your YouTube channel, and like how is it written? Let me put this in. I apologize, I don't have a link, but it's Mr. I'm putting this in now right now. Mr. Short Dollar. And right now, Mr. Short Dollar, just if you go to YouTube and pull it up, it's a financial channel. We talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and real estate investing. We have over 200 videos on Mr. Short Dollar right now. Every other week I have an hourly show. We talk about anything from entrepreneurship, grant writing, business, anything that have to do with business and finances. We have it set up, and I kind of format the way I don't know if I'm asking a question in regards to how
it's about to finish. After this, I have lunch.
I think that's Trevino. Can you help me out, Trevino? Mute it out for me. Thank you, ma'am. That's the only thing I think that you know, I would spend a little time with doing. You know, I'm sorry about losing my train of thought again with the YouTube channel. Just check it out, because again, we and the way I do the channel is we have information for the person that's just starting out in finance and business, and the person that's been in business for years. So we got all that in between also. So when you get a chance, go by it. I have all my different social media platforms from the TikTok, the Instagram, the Facebook link, the office number. So just in case you guys want to reach out further and stuff. So all that contact information, all the other platforms is there. So definitely check out. That's our main hub, is the YouTube channel. So just check that out when you get a chance. The next question is, so what type of troubles did you get into where you are? For example, did you always think that it would be what do you do, or did your financial or personal situation make you want to do something else at first? That's a good question. One of the biggest things in entrepreneurship, you got to learn how to pivot or adjust. You have what you want to do. That's why I was bringing up the whole situation of knowing, you know, cost. When I first started out in the tax business, I wasn't set up to the point where I am now, you know, and where what I mean by that is I didn't have all the systems in place. So I was pretty much, you know, doing people's taxes and waiting for them to pay me back, which is, you know, crazy and stuff. But, you know, I was young in business with doing that. And as things change and as things adjust, you have to be able to pivot with that, right? The same thing with what I want you guys to understand. Perfect example, my salon that we just closed. When COVID hit last year, matter of fact, this time last year, March, April last year, when it hit, salons and barbershops, I'm pretty sure that was nationwide, had to just stop. Okay. I had to close my salon down for 2 or 3 months. And you know what's funny about that? The landlord still wanted his rent. The city